Today we're covering llms.txt, a proposed standard for helping AI systems find and access web content. The web was built for humans and traditional search engines, with AI agents, chatbots, and LLM-powered applications now consuming web content at massive scale. A gap has emerged. Websites have no standardized way to tell AI systems what content is available and how to access it in a machine-friendly format. llms.txt fills this gap, just as robots.txt tells search engine crawlers what they can and can't access. llms.txt tells AI systems where to find clean, structured content on a website. When an LLM-powered application needs information from a website, it faces several challenges. The AI has to scrape HTML, strip boilerplate, and hope the extraction is accurate. Without a sitemap designed for AI, the system doesn't know what content is available. The AI doesn't know if there's a markdown version, an API, or a structured data feed. AI crawlers also download and process entire HTML pages when they only need the text content, and navigation menus, ads, and footers often get mixed into the extracted content. llms.txt solves these problems by providing a single, standardized file that tells AI systems what content is available on the site, where to find clean markdown versions, how that content is organized, and what the site is about. The llms.txt file lives at the root of your domain, just like robots.txt. It uses a simple markdown-based format: your site name, a brief description, and organized sections with links to key pages. Each link should point to a clean, markdown formatted version of the content, whether that's a .md file served directly, a URL that returns markdown via content negotiation, or a page with a .md URL variant. For a documentation site, the file might describe a Python library, then list sections like getting started, core concepts, API reference, configuration, and deployment, with optional sections for migration guides, troubleshooting, and examples. For an e-commerce site, the main sections might cover product categories and policies, with optional sections for company information and customer support channels. For a blog or content site, the file would point to recent articles and topic categories. For website owners, llms.txt means better AI representation. When AI tools cite your content, they'll have cleaner, more accurate source material. It reduces server load because AI crawlers download small markdown files instead of heavy HTML pages. You control which content AI systems access and how it's presented. As AI-powered search grows, having AI-readable content becomes a competitive advantage, and clean markdown means fewer hallucinations when AI tools reference your site. For AI developers, llms.txt provides a reliable content source with no guessing about whether scraping extracted the right content. You get a structured directory so you know what's available before crawling. Cleaner markdown input for better embeddings and retrieval, reduced infrastructure since there's no need for headless browsers to render JavaScript, and clear signals about what the site owner wants shared. For the ecosystem broadly, it provides standardization through one file format all AI tools can understand, transparency in how sites and AI systems communicate, efficiency by reducing wasted bandwidth on HTML extraction, and a cooperative trust model between content creators and AI consumers. llms.txt and robots.txt serve complementary purposes. Robots.txt controls access permissions, while llms.txt guides AI systems to the best content. A site should ideally have both. Some sites also provide llms.full.txt, a single file containing all of the site's content in one markdown document. This is useful for small to medium sites where all content fits in one file, for AI tools that want to ingest an entire site at once, and for training data collection where completeness matters. For large sites, llms.full.txt can become unwieldy, which is why the link-based llms.txt format is preferred for bigger sites. llms.txt's adoption is growing rapidly. Notable sites with llms.txt include open-source project documentation sites, developer tool companies like SDK and API providers, content platforms and blogs, and e-commerce sites with product documentation. The standard gained significant traction after major AI companies began checking for llms.txt before crawling sites. Several web frameworks now include llms.txt generation built in to create your own llms.txt. Start by identifying the pages on your site most valuable for AI consumption: documentation, product information, how-to guides, FAQs, and policies. For each key page, create a clean markdown version by serving .md files alongside HTML pages, using server-side conversion or generating static markdown during your build process. Then write the file with your site name, a one-sentence description, and organize links to your main content. Place it at the root of your domain and make sure it's accessible without authentication. llms.txt changes the web scraping calculus for AI applications. Before it existed, an AI agent had to discover pages by crawling a sitemap or following links download full HTML, render JavaScript, extract main content, convert it to a usable format, and hope the extraction was accurate. With llms.txt, it downloads the file, gets links to clean markdown, downloads those files directly, and uses the content immediately. This eliminates the need for tools like Firecrawl or Crawl4AI for sites that provide llms.txt, though those tools remain essential for the vast majority of sites that don't. Is llms.txt an official web standard? It's a proposed standard, not an official W3C or IETF specification. It was originally proposed by Jeremy Howard, creator of Fast AI, and has gained community adoption, like robots.txt before it was formally standardized. llms.txt works because tools agreed to support it. Does llms.txt replace robots.txt? No. Robots.txt controls access permissions. llms.txt provides a directory of AI-friendly content. A site should have both. Do you need llms.txt if you already have a sitemap.xml? A sitemap.xml lists URLs for search engines but doesn't provide clean content or indicate which pages are most relevant for AI consumption. llms.txt is specifically designed for LMM use cases, linking to markdown content and providing context about what each resource contains. Though how large should an llms.txt file be? Keep it focused, typically 10 to 50 links for most sites. If you have a large site, prioritize documentation, key product pages, and frequently referenced content. For comprehensive coverage, llms-full.txt can supplement the main file. Vertical comprehensive coverage, llms-full.txt can supplement the main file. AI tools that check for llms.txt will have cleaner, more accurate source material from your site, which improves the quality of AI-generated responses that reference your content. It won't guarantee inclusion in any specific AI tool's responses, but it reduces the chance of misrepresentation. llms.txt represents a practical step toward better cooperation between websites and AI systems. It's simple to implement, costs nothing, and benefits both content creators and AI consumers. If your website produces content that AI applications might reference, whether that's documentation, articles, product information, or guides, creating an llms.txt file is one of the easiest ways to ensure that content is accurately represented in AI-generated responses. The standard is still young, but adoption is accelerating. Implementing it now positions your site ahead of the curve as AI-powered content consumption becomes the norm. That's everything for today's guide on llms.txt. DataResearchTools.com has hundreds of articles on proxies, scraping, automation, and more. Thanks for tuning in.